Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly Musard, and if you read my description, what this video is going to help you with is if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, which I know a lot of us are. So, I'm briefly kind of going to just channel some information to give you some direction or hope in whatever's happening. If it's something that resonates with you and you want a more personal one-on-one, my website is in the description. So all you have to do is visit my website, and there you will find how to contact me. And also, for all new clients, I do offer a free 30-minute reading with me. So you basically have nothing to lose, but yet you might gain something from it. All right, so overwhelmed. What are you feeling overwhelmed about right now? Is it finances? Is it family? Is it love? Is it moving? Is it that you're always in your head? Is it that you're constantly attacking yourself? That you're never good enough? That you're not worthy enough? Does any of this sound like what's going on with you? If so, I'm going to help you in whatever way this is meant to help you. Again, I do not write any of this down. I come on because I was very strongly guided by my guides to come on and to do this video. So there's a lot of overwhelm. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break it down per group of people. Because this is a collective reading, I'll have to hit on major overwhelming things going on for the collective. Okay? So the very first thing that comes to mind in my mind just instantly came family. So if you are feeling overwhelmed with family, I can imagine some of the things that are coming through is that you feel like you're the black sheep of the family. You feel like you don't belong. You feel like every time you're there, it's just exhausting. Probably fights break out. No one hears you. Stuff like that. So, what can you do about that, right? What can you do about that? Well, it's quite simple, really. What you can do about that is, for one, you got to get out of the mind. We, as a collective of humans, we have been in our minds for quite some time. And what's coming is shifting out of the mind into the heart. Into the heart is where everything is pretty easy. That there is no high, big, giant mountains to climb. There's no big obstacles. It's just everything is just, you're going to be okay. You're going to get through whatever's coming. You know that this is all part of the plan. That's what the heart says. But your mind is saying that this is hard with my family right now. So if you're feeling exhausted when you're around your family, if you're feeling drained, then the best thing that you might want to do is set boundaries. And by setting boundaries, the hardest thing, as if you're an empath like I am, which I have a feeling you are, is that we can't communicate because we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So we don't really speak literally what's actually happening. We choose to bury it. And for some reason, my screen got really light there. So we choose to bury our actual real feelings and our truth, our voice, we actually bury. as empaths, but no more, because we can't handle all the stuff that we take on into the body. We can't. We think we can. We feel that we're not worthy not to have all this other baggage of other people, our families. So we just bring it in and we just carry it. And then we think, like, oh, we got this. But why? Why would we want to do that? Why would we not only take on what's coming as us and for us, but we're take on our friends and families and relationships, and before you know it, it's exhausting because you are not living your life, you're living 10 people's lives all rolled into one. And as an empath, I'm sure you're wanting to help people, right? Just like that's what I do. I help people. So what I've learned is that I have to help myself first. So I've learned here, just by my channeling sessions with my guides, is that I can't handle all the stuff with my family. And me putting in healthy boundaries, me understanding that when I'm happy and whatnot, and then all of a sudden, an hour into being with my family, I feel tired and exhausted and I just want to go home and go to sleep. That those are signs for me going, know when to leave. And it's okay. You want to leave whenever you're ready to leave. And you're okay to do that. And that's the big thing. I'm feeling like a resistant, like, no, I can't just leave when I want to leave. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can leave when you want to leave. When you're feeling that, okay, it's enough. And then you want to just start speaking your truth, right? Start speaking actually what's coming, your emotions that's coming up that you have never spoke of. And you're kind of tensing as I say this of like, wait, what do you mean speak my emotions? I literally mean that it is time for all empaths to speak their truth, because there's a way to do it that is very loving and not mean at all, and that you're getting your truth out, your truth, as everyone else has their own truth. But the thing is, around your family, you're not speaking your truth. You're kind of just letting it, bury it. You choose addictions, the food addictions, drinking, some kind of addiction. So it helps get it off the body because it's just too much for you to handle. Um, so that's what I wanted to address to the people who clicked on this video feeling overwhelmed with family. All right. So hopefully that helps. And like I said, if you are interested in a one-on-one with me over the phone, my in the description is my webpage where you can go, and that's how you can contact me and set up a session with me. Okay. So next one. Money just came. All right. So are you overwhelmed with money right now? Are you feeling the heaviness around money? I mean, clearly, if you're living in this world, I completely understand all the things that's happened within, I think, the last year of this. But we have to go deeper here because, see, what happens in your mind when you get overwhelmed, you just stay in the mind and you just sugarcoat everything. So if I go, are you overwhelmed with money? And you said, well, yeah, isn't everyone? Do you see how it reflect? You deflected my question when you want to go deeper on you, right? You can't help everyone and you can't stay this way because you're overwhelmed. So what you do? Well, you have to go in deeper on this money about you. Don't make it about everybody else. Don't make it about the world, right? What is the overwhelm with money with you? Is it you feel that you never have enough? Do you feel that it's going to run out? Do you feel that you have no clue what you're doing with money? That one hit hard. So I'm going to just write out that one. You have no clue what you're doing with money or what to do with money. So give me a second and I want to see what comes through about that right there. Okay, so fears immediately came through of like, you don't know, should you invest? You don't know, should you take out some of your investment? You don't know, is it your money safe in the bank? You just basically are going with, you just don't know. And therefore, it's overwhelming because you're just like, what do I do? What do I do? So, again, you're in the head, right? Not the heart. That is a head right there. You expect someone else to give you the answer. And I ask you, why do you expect that? You're the only one on your path. You're the only one that, regardless of what decisions you make, even if your friends tell you what to do, it's still your decision that you made, and you're the one that has to live with it, right? So you're someone who goes outside yourself for all the answers because you just don't believe that you have them within you. Like you truly believe you have no answers, that you have no clue what you're doing with money. And I wouldn't sit there and say just with money, but because I'm talking about money, I'm going to just stick with the money here. What can I give you here to help with the overwhelm with money? I can easily tell you that your answers lie within you, but you won't actually hear that. You won't want to hear that. So, what can I tell you that will actually you hear it and understand it? Here goes. Money is just energy. There is no lack of and there's no abundance of money. Money is just a word and it represents energy. And if you think what money truly is, it is paper, is it not? Fancy paper. And most of the time, you don't even really see the money because it transfers into your bank. Then it transfers into other bank accounts to pay your bills. And most of the time, you don't even actually see the paper behind it. It's actually not really there if you think about it, right? If you have something in your bank account and you're paying, I don't know, a credit card, you don't see the money come out and go in. All you see is a number come out and then go into that. So you're stressing about money as like money is something to fear. Money isn't anything to fear. The reason why you fear it is because you actually tap in to the collective of everybody and you assume that your fears with money is just yours. And it isn't. Because why would you make a fear like that? Right? But as a collective, and because we're all connected, you are picking up everybody else's fears. So it makes money that is very small make it look very huge. So you have to practice going actually into your heart. And believe me, even if you have been into like metaphysics like I have, I will tell you right now, I've came to the awakening within this last week that I was not coming from the heart, constantly up here, the awareness in the mind, but not actually in my heart at all. And when I started going into my heart, there was sadness. There was a lot of sadness that did not feel good. And I wanted to immediately go back to the head. So the thing is, as you go into your heart and feel the sadness of whatever's there, you also will feel the real you. You will feel uplifted. You will feel like a peace. Like it doesn't matter. Whatever happens, it doesn't matter. It's just part of this story. And that is what you got to remember. That is what I encourage you to do. And if you're someone who says, "Oh, I'm in my heart all the time," I would say, "Are you so sure about that?" Because if you clicked on this video, I would say no. Because people who are in their hearts all the time, they're overwhelmed isn't really there because they lead. It's kind of like what I've noticed in this 1 week with me is that now I can go to the grocery store no matter what day, what time of day, and nobody affects my energy. And the reason is because I'm not plugged in to getting all their fears and thinking that it's mine. Because I'm leading with the heart, and therefore it feels different. And I feel no one. I see them, but I don't actually feel that engagement of that fear. So the only thing that comes to my mind is the movie Matrix. When you unplug from the brain and then he realizes what the world is. But this is not the world in that movie. This is beautiful. This is this overwhelming peace and that you can do whatever you want. And that's the kicker. It doesn't mean that your fears will go away. No, because that would be really boring to be in a human body for no reason at all. It just means that as the fears come up, you just go, oh, okay. But you don't have that, oh God, I don't want to deal with this. So let's change the subject. Let's go here. Let's go there. So hopefully that helped you if you were overwhelmed with money. Let me see if one more thing. Family money. Oh, right. Relationships. How can you not be overwhelmed sometimes with relationships? So, relationships. Let's see what they're going to say about relationships and overwhelming. Very first thing that comes is that if you are in a relationship and you're having a lot of fear around this not working or this working, I would tell you that if you're in where you know fear's coming, it just means that there's a shift coming in that relationship. And what that means, it's not neither good or bad. It's that what change is constant. It's the only thing that continues to change in all of our lives. And we fight it so hard. But your relationship, it's an illusion, right? You either I got movies came to mind. So either you have this fantasy of the relationship, like the movies where it's like, oh, the romantic ones. It's like, oh, and they live happier ever after and blah, 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 and nothing ever changed. And you think you want that, right? You really do. I really get that. You're like, yeah, that's what I want. That's not what you want. Do you realize how boring that would be if you were with somebody for the rest of your life and that nothing ever shifted or changed? You would be bored. So The thing here with fantasy and relationships is that eventually one of the fantasy will have to go away. They will have they will shift and realize things that they didn't see before because they weren't supposed to until it's time for them to shift and change. I'm going to just stress this to everybody. Relationships is never just one person your whole entire life. Now, for some of you, yeah, that's your path. That is what you agreed on. But for most people, it isn't. But see, you have the society telling you that it is, you have friends and family telling you that it is, and you have everybody telling you, here's what a relationship is. As far as I know, in a relationship, it's just the people in the relationship, right? But if you're bringing in fantasies or if you're bringing in your parents' belief or your friends' belief, before you know it, that relationship between two people or four people, how many people's in this relationship, just became 10 people. And you see how that is? It's like if you go to your friends or you go to your parent and you talk about, the relationships, and of course, most of the time we talk about when it's not going great versus when it's going great, that which is kind of funny if you think about it. And then they will tell you what they think is is going on and what they believe. So what part of that statement is what you believe? It isn't. It isn't. So, you that are in the relationship here, your fantasy of your relationship, that's a fantasy. That's why you're going through what you're going through. It's to awaken you from that fantasy. And I know there's a couple of you guys I'm feeling that is very like, no, I no. Like, no, it's not a fantasy. And see how you fight that? See how you're resisting? See how you're like, no, you're lying. You're no, you don't know what you're talking about. See? So I'm here helping you, but because I'm telling you the truth, your mind's not wanting to hear that. But clearly you do because you went click on this video if you didn't. So there you go. So your fantasy will be destroyed. I'm not destroying your fantasy. You are. That's why you feel overwhelmed, right? That's why the fear in the mind comes of like, oh no, no. I think I want this change, but I'm not sure if I want this change because what does that mean? So for you, I don't have anything. You just gonna write it out. All I have for you is that you're in a fantasy and the fantasy is getting destroyed. And it's okay to have the fear. It's perfectly okay. When you have the fear like every day, then guess what? You're already on a different path. And it's only a matter of time before you take it. Don't wait for the fear to go away because the fear doesn't go away. Honor the fear. Don't try to dissect it. And then literally see what happens if you don't dissect the brain. Just feel it out. And when I said that, I instantly in the heart got sadness. So that's a logical feeling, isn't it, to have in a relationship that you feel overwhelmed because you're the one that's trying to figure out what's going on. And the thing is, you already know what's going on. Yeah, it wasn't blindsided. It is truly part of your path. So, I feel that's pretty good about the overwhelming video. And I'll probably be doing more of these. I don't know. This was just a spur of a moment that I had to just come on and um, help as many of you guys out as possible. So if you found this video, I hope that it was helpful. And again, I'm only going to stress here that if you're wanting a one-on-one where I can go deeper and get into your energy field. And together we can go deeper and see what kind of things are coming up that I can help you with. If you're interested in that, please go to my website. It is in the description below. And if you like this video, please like it. Subscribe to my channel if you feel guided to. But if you can, share this with people that you kind of felt when you were listening to it. It was like, ooh, that person needs to hear that. Go ahead and share it. I'm here to help as many people as possible. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. And I leave you with this. All the fears and thoughts that you have in your mind, all the negative thoughts, perhaps they're not all yours. Maybe we're all psychic and we all come from oneness, and therefore in our minds we are tapping in the other people's fears. Just throwing it out there. All right, you guys all take care, and I will see you guys when I see you. Bye.